If you're anything like me, you probably fall asleep at night listening to Joe Rogan, and then BAM!
This episode is brought to you by Athletic Greens.
Every single influencer and every single big podcast is talking about Athletic Greens, so I decided to take it upon myself to figure out whether or not this AG1 is worth the hype. So what even is Athletic Greens?
Sponsors Athletic Greens.
Athletic Greens AG1.
Well, according to their advert, it's this.
AG1 by Athletic Greens brings 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens together in one place. It might just be the most comprehensive and convenient nutritional regimen on the planet.
Now, straight out of the box. Now, there are two things that are going to be different about this review compared to others. The first one, I've never even tried it. And the second thing, this is definitely not sponsored. Across social media, I've got over 4 million followers and I've never done an endorsement or a paid post. So I have zero financial incentive to chat shite about anything. Now, as far as reviews, I went across YouTube and the majority of them seemed pretty positive. It actually looked like the majority of influencers were arse-licking the brand. However, then I decided to look underground across Reddit forums and the reviews were not so positive. The first thing we need to talk about is the price. I do not mind spending money when it comes to making content, but this was 99 US dollars. It was 90 quid. It was 180 Australian dollars for this tiny little pouch. What, and is that little water bottle supposed to make me feel better about it? Do you want to know why I think some of the reviews are so positive on YouTube? I think a lot of people bought this, and the second they got it out the box, they went, my, I've just spent nearly £100 on a pouch of green powder. So they go find a positive review they can watch to make themselves feel warm and fuzzy about it. The inside of the box says you're going to need a smaller cabinet. No, you're going to need a bigger bank account. £90, 100 US dollars, 180 Australian dollars. What's in it? For that kind of money, you would hope there's cocaine in it. I'm just not sure how you could justify £90 a month on this. Before we get into the purported benefits, and I said the purported benefits, we need to appreciate that this is more expensive than most Swiss gym memberships. You get a gym membership with a hot tub. My online personal training platform is half the price of this pouch of powder a month. You can nearly get a car on finance a month instead of this. When I opened the box, I expected there to be like something bigger. I don't think anyone's been so devastated about something being so small since the third date I had with my current missus. Now, I actually know why every bag of this is so expensive, and I'm going to tell you at the end. It's a truth you might not want to hear, but let's first of all get into the ingredients. When we look at the vitamins and minerals that are inside this, we can say there's a pretty decent amount and collection of these. But I suspect that not many people are taking this for a multivitamin because they could get a multivitamin for a fraction of the cost. Now, I know probiotics are a big trendy thing and a lot of people want to feel good that they're doing something for their gut microbiota. And when we look at the research and the data that we do know, we know that prebiotics are better than probiotics. Prebiotics being fiber, fruit and vegetables.
So the research seems to really clearly suggest that eating enough fiber, which is again a prebiotic, that is a better way to get a healthier gut per se than probiotic.
If you really care and want the benefits to your gut, you should be eating more fruits and vegetables, not a probiotic powder. And one of the biggest issues I see with this is there are a lot of us out there that do not consume enough fruit and vegetables, so we're looking for a magical solution around it, so we grab a bag of this. However, the big issue is, if you're going to drink a glass of this in the morning, you're going to go through the day thinking, I don't need to eat fruits and vegetables because I had my greens powder. And this is no way going to be superior to consuming fruits and vegetables. We're missing the forest for the trees here. If you're not consuming enough fruits and vegetables for your gut, then consume more fruit and vegetables. The benefits would be better and significantly cheaper. No doubt that when people start consuming this, they will consume less fruit and vegetables. They will consume less prebiotics for a manufactured and processed probiotic. So it's going backwards. So let's get into what's actually inside it. To really get an idea of exactly what is inside it, you're better off looking on the website. But even then, you're going to find out they've got something called a proprietary blend, which you could argue is not giving away exactly what your product is so your competitors can't create a carbon copy and price you out the market. But the reality is you don't have to tell the people buying your product how much of each product you put in it. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a massive science lesson, but some very smart nutritionists on the internet have pointed out the fact that spirulina is the first thing that's mentioned, and it's supposed to be in the order of the heaviest compound first. Now, the evidence states that you need about 8 grams of spirulina to really get the benefits from it. However, the servings are 12 grams. So if spirulina alone is going to take up 2/3 of the serving, well, that doesn't leave much room for everything else in the blend. And when you see how many ingredients are in this, let's say even if there was 2 grams of each of the first 5 ingredients, that means the other 20 ingredients are only going to fill up 2 grams. You get to dosages and efficacy, really the majority of these things in here are just a way to virtue signal how good the product is without the product actually being that good. And as far as people actually saying that they feel better taking the product, well, placebo. You're drinking a green juice in the morning that's supposed to make you feel healthier, you're probably going to feel healthier. Not to mention, you probably get to work and see a pastry and you go, no, not today, because I'm taking my very expensive greens juice and there's no point taking a greens juice if I'm going to get to work and have a pastry. It's the same reason people can make good progress taking fat strippers. No, not big girls on poles, like fat loss pills. It's not even that the stimulants in these pills create fat loss, it's that when people spend 50 quid on a pot of pills, they're more inclined to exercise and go to the gym and be active because they want the pills to work that they spent all their money on. And really it's just green tea extract and other rubbish. Now, we can't talk about Athletic Greens unless we're going to talk about the marketing. When Joe Rogan signed to Spotify in 2019, it said he had 190 million downloads a month. So let's be conservative and say he's got 200 million. And this isn't mentioning any of the other podcasts or sponsorships with Andrew Schultz or Andrew Huberman. So let's say 200 million downloads, and that's being really conservative. So let's imagine that 0.01% of people that listen actually bought the product. And I know what you're thinking, not everyone that listened. It was only a matter of time until I bought it from being woken up in the middle of the night. This podcast is sponsored by Athletic Greens, AG1. I could have had a therapy session for the cost of this. I've heard on the grapevine that the commissions are up to $50 US, not just per purchase, but every purchase there on in. So if you end up buying 12 of these a year, 1 a month, there's kickback for that person that got you involved every month until you stop. But on the website, it states $30. But most people never speculate the amount they actually give people to sign people up. Like Whoop, for instance, they don't openly tell people that they give people $50 US per person they bring on. So when someone says, hey, do you want a free Whoop? They're getting $50 US for it. Anyway, 0.01% of 200 million is, yes, 20,000. 20,000 people being super conservative. Well, yeah, that's $600,000 US a month, $7 million a year. Now, let me tell you this. If I did paid posts or promotions, $7 million a year, this tasting pretty good right now. Ooh, yeah, I felt a lot of benefits to my energy, to my, yep. You know, my sex drive was increased and God bless, it was Athletic Greens. Would you promote powdered vegetables with a sprinkled multivitamin for 7 million? For the majority of us, we probably do it for 7 grand a year. Plus, this is Joe Rogan. They're paying him way more. They're probably, if you had any brains in a marketing team, you'd sell this at cost. You'd give him 100% of your profit because you're getting it on the Joe Rogan podcast. And look, I'm not even someone that's drunk it. I haven't even tried it yet. I'll probably have to make the thumbnail for the video. But what I'm saying is, before resorting to supplement or greens powder, eat more fruit and vegetables for a start. Then before splashing loads on a multivitamin, get some blood work done and see if you're actually deficient in something. And my biggest bugbear with this is the extortionate cost of this. You're not paying for the product, you're also paying for the marketing that went into place for this product to end up at your front door. This was $99 US, probably 50 of that went to different people to put it on their podcast and say how amazing it is. And a famous saying online is, beware the words of those whose pockets are lined, for their tongues may dance with deceit. I even found a Forbes article and I was like, right, cool, let's sponsored. It even says at the top up here, sponsored article. You scroll down, buy it now. They're getting commission. Everyone's getting kickback. Everyone that's talking about this product is getting paid to talk about it. Creates an echo chamber where everyone's, oh my God, this product's amazing. They're buying their popularity. And I'm not going to say it, but it feels a bit like Egypt in here all of a sudden, doesn't it? Feeling a bit pyramid-y, in my honest personal opinion. If you look at Wikipedia, it says a pyramid scheme is a business model that recruits members via a promise of payments or services for enrolling others into the scheme. But I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. But before that, use my commission code. My discount code. And that discount code is eat your fruit and vegetables. Thanks for watching.